Every species in the galaxy believed they understood humans. They were rowdy, loud, always laughing, always talking, always drinking. Most alien diplomats wrote them off as undisciplined barbarians, tolerated only because they could survive on worlds too dangerous for others. But one night, in one smoky bar on a fringe station, the galaxy saw a different truth. Because when a fight broke out and the humans rose from their stools, every alien present realized something terrifying. Humans didn't just drink for fun. They trained for war in every moment of their lives. And the bar fight that followed would change how the galaxy saw them forever. It began on Freeport Kessin, a neutral hub at the edge of civilized space. Merchants, smugglers, diplomats, mercenaries, all gathered here. Its corridors smelled of 100 cuisines, and its docking bays held ships of every design, from crystalline cruisers to rusting freighters. In the heart of it sat the Driftwood, a bar that never closed. A place where enemies drank side by side, bound by the unspoken rule. What happened in the Driftwood stayed in the Driftwood. On that night, a group of humans occupied the corner table. Spacers, veterans, a mix of Marines, engineers, and traders. They laughed too loudly, drank too much, and told stories with wild hand gestures. At another table sat a contingent of Velnari, tall, spined warriors with translucent hides. Known for their pride, their dueling traditions, their absolute refusal to be mocked. And the humans, without knowing it, mocked them anyway. It began with a song. One of the humans, broad-shouldered, scarred across the jaw, slammed his mug down and bellowed an old Earth tune. His friends joined, off-key but enthusiastic. The walls shook with their voices. The Velnari glared. To them, music was sacred ritual, reserved for funerals and victories. To hear it butchered by drunk mammals was an insult. One Velnari stood, spines flaring, voice hissing like steel. You dishonor this hall with your noise. Cease. The humans glanced over. The scarred one grinned. Friend, it's just a song. Sit, have a drink. Maybe sing along. The bar went silent. Every alien knew the Velnari would not sit. Their pride demanded blood. And so the first punch was thrown. The Velnari warrior swung with a strike that could shatter stone. His clawed fist met the human's jaw, and the human staggered, spit blood, then laughed. Good hit, he said. My turn. His fist slammed forward. No claws, no bio-augments, no venom glands. Just bone, muscle, and rage. It connected with the Velnari's midsection. The alien doubled over, wheezing. Gasps filled the bar. That should have crippled a human. Instead, it crippled a Velnari. And then all hell broke loose. The Velnari table erupted, spines flaring as they lunged. The humans rose as one. Chairs scraped, mugs shattered, tables overturned. But here was the difference. The Velnari fought with dueling strikes, ritualized moves designed for honor. They targeted one opponent at a time, careful and precise. The humans fought like soldiers in a bar they didn't own and didn't care to protect. One grabbed a chair and swung it like a weapon. Another hurled a bottle that exploded against a spined skull. The scarred one flipped a table to block claws, then used it as a battering ram. It wasn't elegant. It wasn't ritual. It was war. And the aliens watching realized these humans fought the same way they drank, the same way they lived. Together. Messy. Improvised. Relentless. At first, the Velnari held the upper hand. Their claws drew blood. Their spines cut flesh. One human fell, ribs broken. But the others didn't falter. They closed ranks around their fallen comrade, dragging him to safety while still swinging fists and bottles. One human climbed the bar itself, leaping down with both boots onto an alien's head. Another yanked free a pipe from the wall, sparks flying, and used it as a club. Within minutes, the fight shifted. The Velnari realized with growing horror that these humans weren't just drunk spacers. They were trained, experienced. Every move spoke of battlefield instincts, covering flanks, supporting allies, taking hits for each other. This wasn't a brawl. It was a squad action. And then it ended. The last Velnari crashed through a table, unconscious. Blood dripped from the scarred human's nose, his knuckles raw, his shirt torn. He stood amidst the wreckage, chest heaving. Slowly, he turned, scanning the silent bar. Aliens of every species sat frozen, drinks half-raised, eyes wide. The human grinned, wiped blood from his lip, and raised his mug again. Now, where were we? Another round, and the bar erupted, not into violence, but nervous, disbelieving laughter. The Velnari recovered and left, pride shattered. They swore vengeance, but vengeance never came. Because by then, word had spread. Every witness carried the tale of how drunk humans fought like war gods, turning a barroom into a battlefield. Of how they laughed through broken ribs, bled without fear, and treated the whole thing as entertainment. Ambassadors heard the whispers. Generals studied the reports. Scholars re-examined human history, and the galaxy began to understand. Humans didn't see conflict as sacred ritual. They didn't need ceremony, or dueling codes, or honor to fight. To them, violence was casual, a tool, a game, a survival instinct. If a handful of drunk humans in a bar could rout seasoned Velnari warriors, what would trained human soldiers do in real war? Within cycles, policies shifted. Treaties were reconsidered. Recruitment offices quietly opened doors to human mercenaries. The Velnari themselves, once proud and untouchable, began issuing new orders to avoid unnecessary provocations. Their warriors trained against human-style unpredictability, though they never mastered it. And Freeport Kessin? The driftwood bar rebuilt, stronger than ever. Its owner installed reinforced tables and walls, human-proof, he called them. And he hung a plaque above the bar, etched in a dozen languages. Here, the galaxy learned not to start fights with humans. In the centuries that followed, wars erupted, empires fell, alliances shifted. But through it all, one simple truth lingered in the back of every strategist's mind. If even a drunken human bar fight could shake the galaxy's faith in its warriors, then perhaps, just perhaps, the most dangerous thing in the universe wasn't a fleet or a weapon. It was a human, with a reason to stand.